Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you for a little bit. I don't know that I'm here till 5 today. I don't know that I'm here till 5. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See how things go. I don't have anything to talk about. I have anything to discuss. I haven't been plugged into anything all week. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know like Trump is doing some tariffs and apparently his math is crazy, but I haven't even been able to see the little presentation that he did. I know I've listened to some talk. I know I agree with a part of what CK said on Randall Wyatt's show just a few minutes ago. I know I agree with a part of what CK said, but other than that, I don't really know what else to talk about. I know apparently it's Don's school that closed. Don's. And the whole time I thought it was Don, but it's Don's. So that I know. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't really have anything to talk about. 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. If you want to inject something into the conversation, or, in all honesty, if you want to create a conversation, because I don't have anything to talk about. I'm on here just because I said I would be. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have been on here. I would have took this little baby back over to Activate, and I would have dominated again. I would have dominated.
No.
That's what I would have did. But no, y'all wanted me to be on the air, so I'm on the air. So no dominating today. Lucky you. Lucky you. Because I would have dominated again.
You never dominated.
I would have dominated again.
You lose. That's all you did. And me and
Nah,
my
don't be
mom-
trying to flip it. Because I was singing on her. All I do is win, no matter what. And she was, no, you just lose. And I was like, no, I win.
No, you did
Dominate.
Not
But I'm not, we're not talking about that. I already dominated. It's over.
No, you didn't.
So I'm here.
I win.
And we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, I missed the first few people who came in. I apologize. I didn't have my chat up, so I can't go back and look at the chat. So if you were one of the first few, I didn't see who they were. I just saw the chat going, but I was, bragging about dominating. So I missed the first few. I dominated. I missed the first few. But Crystal Hoskins, good afternoon. Maria Smith, good afternoon. Hold on, let me put this on.
You did not dominate.
Shh. This is for winners.
Nope, you did
Talking
not
is
dominate.
talking is for winners.
Nope, I'm a winner. I win.
Crystal, good afternoon. Maria, good afternoon. Andrea, representing Gulf Manor, good afternoon. Oh, Maria's representing North College Hill. Thank you. Dina Johnson, good afternoon. Got Drea in the house, representing Sycamore Township, good afternoon. Tria, representing Avondale, good afternoon. Crystal says she's representing the Christ Hospital. Steban Speed, good afternoon, representing Westwood. LaDonna Howard out there in the East. Price Hill, good afternoon. We got, Dina says she's representing Walnut Hills, all right. Dina, I can't forget to tell you, Dina is an angel. Yeah, I don't know, she's an angel. Tanika, talking about beautiful Orlando, Florida. Oh, we not cool today at all. You can hear the rain coming off of the retaining wall, off the neighbor's retaining wall. So yeah, it's raining today. It's been raining basically all week. So yeah, and it's not warm. So yeah, no, we not cool today, Tanika. We not cool today. Regina Denson Griffin, representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. Daryl Carpenter, what's up? He's representing Forest Park. He's in a great mood because he got another raise here. All right. Oh no. Raise. Yes. Making that money. Don't matter how much money it is. It's more than you was making. So you making that money. Yes. Told you I always root for everybody to succeed, except for people who I dominate. Everybody else, I root for them to succeed.
You didn't dominate.
I root for everybody to succeed. I did. I dominated. Shh. Winners.
No, you didn't.
Shh. Winners
Nope,
talk.
nope.
Winners talk.
Nope.
Losers listen.
No, I am a winner.
Sierra, representing Boston. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Fame in the house. Fame says gross beezy. And he's ready to talk greasy. You make me laugh. Twin in the house. Twin in the house. Now this shirt, you just be saying stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with this shirt. So this is a perfectly sized shirt for my level of fatness. But Twin, good afternoon. Terry Anderson representing downtown. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Daryl says, with all this ass going on in the country, you have nothing to talk about. I really haven't been plugged into the news, for real. I haven't even had opportunity to watch the weather. Like Mrs. Livingston asked me this morning, what's the weather like today? And I'm like, I don't know. I've been so busy dealing with all this other stuff. I get up, get into it, and be into it, all day. And, typically fall asleep with the laptop on my lap, doing stuff. And I haven't had time. Like I said, I know tariffs and stock market, and that's really just based on hearing stuff. I haven't had a chance to pull up a single news story and read it. I haven't had a chance. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Erica says, good afternoon again. Thank you, Erica. DeAndre says first. I can neither confirm nor deny that, DeAndre. Got Lamont Jones in the house representing Westwood. Crystal Hoskins. Oh, Crystal Hoskins says hi to the little baby. We not talking to the little baby. She lost.
No, you lost.
Dwayne Larkin representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Iona Bentley representing Finneytown. All right, good afternoon. Jacqueline Carter representing Evanston, and it is rainy, but good afternoon. Tanika, you're not a fan of my fair weather friendship. I'm going to work on it this summer. I'm going to work on it. Let me see. LaDonna says, I live near some woods. It looks like twilight. It was kind of dark out there. It was kind of dark. When I went to the bank, which I go to a bank. I used to go to the bank, to this particular bank all the time. Where are you going?
Right here.
You're not going to finish pretending to read?
I know how to read.
Oh, you was pretending. I was looking. You was pretending to read. Your lips wasn't moving or nothing.
Because I don't read loud. It's just kind of weird. I just do it in my head.
I don't know about that. I know some grown old men who can't read without moving their lips. So I can't believe that you can do it. Right, but you only 7. And the person that I know is like 82. And they have to move their lips when they read. So, yeah, that's what you say.
My sister's 8. She doesn't read with her mouth open.
Well, that's what you say. I don't know. I can't verify that. But so I went to the bank.
Because you don't
And
live
I-
with my sister.
And I go in, and the man told me, welcome to the bank. He didn't say welcome to the bank, but he said welcome. And, we don't have money here. What?
All banks have money.
What? No, that's what they said. We don't have money here. I say, that's kind of a weird way to greet somebody.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't know if you were coming to withdraw money, but, we just changed and we don't have any tellers and we don't have any money. Now, you can deposit checks here, but like you couldn't deposit a check and get some cash back because we don't have money here. Like, do I look like a robber? Do I look like I'm getting ready to rob somebody? But then another dude came in, now he might have just been doing it but another dude came in and he said the same thing, like, hey, welcome, to the bank. He didn't say the bank, he said the name of the bank. Welcome to the bank. Just so you know, we don't have money here. We don't have money at this branch. And I'm like, what is going on nowadays? The bank don't have money.
Banks are supposed to have money.
That's what I thought. But the bank does not have money anymore.
They're supposed to have money, but they don't.
Nah, they want you to go over to the ATM and do everything. No, give somebody, and I really did tell him this because I was just depositing a check. I said, no, I'm not going to the ATM. Here, you got a deposit slip? We got deposit slips. Give me a deposit slip. And here. And he said, well, I guess I could take it over to the auto teller or whatever it was. This was the branch downtown. They don't have money at the bank anymore. This was I'll tell you, it was the PNC downtown on the corner of, is it Vine and 7th? They don't have money. So I wasn't going to do it myself. I'm going to stand here, I'll fill out the sheet, and then you go do whatever you got to do and bring me a receipt. But we can't give you cash back because we don't have money. I don't want no money. I just want my check deposited. But I would have been mad if I wanted some money. You think you go to the bank? You can go to the bank and get some money.
But they don't have it.
They don't have it.
So you're going to have to go to another one.
Which is just...
But if you don't want to, then...
Yeah, that's foolishness. That is nonsense.
You're just going to stay in there and talk them into it.
I'm sorry, I dominated you. You can't be over talking me. When you dominate, then you can talk. But I dominated. So
No, I dominated.
Steban Speed, he says the stock market is plummeting. Okay. I heard that. Chelsea, that's my niece. She says, hello there, good people. That's what she said. David Herring, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. Pamela Kinney, representing North Avondale, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see. Happy Friday, Brenda, representing Fairfield. Brenda Early, good afternoon to you. Valerie says, must have been PNC. Yes, it was. Who's calling already? Anthony.
Let's see.
Emanuel.
Yes.
Representing North Avondale.
Hey, it's Anthony, man.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I feel all right. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm going to start drinking a little bit. I'm fine, you know. But anyway, tell little baby I said hi.
Hi.
No, we're not talking to her. She lost.
No,
I think she really trying to save face for you, letting you get that off. But anyway, I ain't gonna bust your bubble, you know. little grandbabies take care of pawpaws, so I get it. But man, look, help me clear something up.
Okay.
Now, didn't that damn 2% from Kroger's say when the campaign was going on? Didn't he say that Fat Boy was going to give us another $1,400 check, and that he really believed that he was going to do something for the blacks?
He did. Well, hold on. Wait. Help before I answer that. I don't like the way you framed the person, because I ain't into all of that kind of stuff. I'm assuming you're talking about Twin, but if you're talking about Twin, yes, I believe he did say that and made a whole lot of other claims. Yes.
Well, it's your show, so I'll let you have it. But you know, I know you don't want to hurt your followers' feelings. I get it. But anyway, he's been proclaiming here lately that Trump is a demon and all this and all that. But from the get-go of all this, you were on that man riding like he was a sea biscuit heading for the home stretch.
He was.
And like I said, we was going to get another $1,400 check, and he was going to do something for the blacks. He was going to drain the swamp. But now all of a sudden, when with all this going on, now he a demon, and all we got to do is just sit back and let it fall.
Sit back and watch it. Whatever he say,
Right, while people losing.
He has totally changed, but he won't take accountability for look, you made a bad decision. Who knows why? I have an idea why, but who am I to say? You made a bad decision in terms of who you chose, or at least it looks that way now. Just say, I made a bad decision.
Be a man about it.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it's coming from somebody who claimed to be a gangster, you know. So I would think that his people would be telling him, man, you know, stand up. You know, defend what you say. Say what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I still don't understand exactly what it is that all of these black independents, so-called independents, saw in Trump. But here's where I will give him some credit. Some, not, you know, like try to hype him or anything. But I'll give him some credit because some of the black so-called independents are running from it. And, you know, they're acting like politics don't even exist anymore. And some of the black independents are still full-throated, deep-throated, still behind him, you know, backing up everything that he do, everything say, making every excuse in the book why all of the bad things that he's doing is good. And, you know, now they're trying to flip it even. If you acknowledge that it's looking bad, instead of acknowledging like, yeah, it is looking bad, why is Americans rooting for America to fail? So they're trying to make you the blame for his bad decisions. So I'll give him credit for at least acknowledging that things ain't looking too good right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have to, I mean, you know, really, you know, yeah, he's just being nice about it. You know, that dude, something wrong with him. Something wrong with him. You know, you should have heard his little rant on Wyatt. It was like, man, he was talking about the Don School and how CPS should have had forethought of, you know, they was going to be getting all them kids soon, you know, way back when or whatever. I'm just listening. They got 30-something thousand kids to worry about. How in the hell are they going to try to keep an eye on a private institution?
Right. Now, I missed a good portion of his call on Wyatt. I was listening to the beginning of it, but I missed a good portion of it. How, and maybe if he calls, which there's no guarantee, how was CPS supposed to know that Don may or may not have been, you know, playing fast and loose with the rules and finances? How was CPS supposed to know that?
According to Twin, they all know each other. They should have knew they should have had some forethought that, you know, what was going on. They all in cahoots together, you know, his same old spiel.
Yeah, that whole Don situation. Look, I don't know Mr. Davenport. Never met him. Never spoke to him or any of that kind of stuff. My only kind of introduction to him was I think I saw him on Lincoln's show one day. And, you know, Lincoln was talking about how great of a person that he was. But that's my only knowledge of him. So I had no idea that things were not going good over there.
I'm like you. I had no idea. I just know what I saw, you know, and I hadn't heard anything, you know, bad until really when the police chief started getting on him about not having anybody downtown and all that stuff. That's for me, that was really the only bad thing I started hearing.
Yeah.
You know, besides the purple buses. I mean,
yeah.
You know, but some people are eccentric. Maybe he wanted some purple buses. I don't know. But I didn't take that as a red flag that the money was just disappearing.
Right. Actually, when I heard that, I thought, okay, they're doing really well. And, you know, maybe that was a misstep and he didn't maybe whoever didn't understand that I guess the school buses have to be yellow for whatever reason, and they'll take care of that situation, but they're looking out for their kids, trying to get them safely to and from school. I took that as a positive.
That's the way I looked at it in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, so they got a problem with the state saying, okay, maybe he'll get the buses painted now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't take that as $2 million was just floating out the window.
Right.
So I don't know, but like I said, according to Twin, he said they all run together, they all know each other, and CPS should have knew what was going on and all that. I'm just like, okay, if that's the case, then, we all black. We should have knew that the young 15-year-old boy was out running around the street at 2 o'clock in the morning killing people. Hey, we all black. We should have knew.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Okay, next question.
All right.
What's going on with this gun club stuff, man? Are you coming up with designs for our shirts or hats? Are you putting any work into it?
I probably won't be putting any work into it until after June 7th. I got the show in Baltimore on June 7th, and we are feverishly preparing for that show. And so, between that and the other few things that I do, but mainly that, almost all my focus is going to that. So until June 7th, probably not.
Well, how about this? When you're sitting down there in the basement by yourself eating a box of ginger snaps and you're just looking at the treadmill as it collects dust, get on the computer and maybe look up some designs or some other things. Maybe we can piece together and put out a few samples and get yay or nays on them.
Okay, hold on. Let's flesh this out just a little bit here. All right. So the gun club. What does the gun club look like? Is this just a group of kind of gun enthusiasts, or even just people who want to learn to shoot, who get together and maybe go to a gun range at a particular time together and share in that experience? Is that the idea?
Well, I'd actually like to see if we could contact one of these spots and see how much it would charge us. Maybe if we just met once a month or whatever, how much they charge us for the day. And, people cash out the money. We get in, we do it a month ahead. On this day, we're going to such and such, wherever it is. Everybody's going to meet up, send your money in so we can reserve the spot.
And then we just reserve the spot. We be there for a few hours, kind of talking, looking at guns, shooting, learning to shoot, learning gun safety, those types of things.
Yeah, and even really if people don't mind a little bit of a drive, maybe an hour or so, if they don't mind that, some of our state parks got ranges, which in the past will cost you, I think $24 a month, for the year. Say we get up there when they open, 8 or 9 or whatever it is. We get up there when they open, everybody show up. Everybody got their pass, we there. We get done, maybe we can go have lunch somewhere.
See, this helped me. Just talking about it. Because just thinking about it. But now that I'm talking about it, I'm visualizing a large group of black people, armed black people showing up. Of course, we're armed. With our guns to shoot. So the idea that we're this group of black people gonna be somewhere shooting up the place legally. And I just like that visualization. Okay, you might have inspired me to work on it a little harder and a little faster.
Well, I've always been, like I said, I'm a gun enthusiast. I've hunted since I was 11, 12 years old with my grandfather, and then with my service time and everything. So I've always been into it. So, and I've always been the one to say that, when we go to protest, we should go armed just like everybody else do. We don't want no trouble, but showing people that we're ready for it if you bring it. That's just my mindset.
Okay. You might have just inspired me. This might happen before June.
I ain't gonna bet no cookies on it.
All right.
Oh. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I just wanted to validate what I know I heard Quinn say. I just, because he claimed he didn't say it. I just wanted to validate it because I know I ain't crazy.
Yeah, he said it.
All right, brother. Y'all have a good weekend. You and little baby and the missus.
You do the same.
All right, man. Talk to you.
All right. That was Anthony.
What time is it?
Well, why you worried about what time it is?
Because I don't want to do this show
I
anymore.
just started. Go upstairs and watch TV. You can go watch TV.
No.
No, all right then. Well, then sit your
But what
losing.
time is it?
Sit your losing behind there and pretend to read some more.
No, I'm not pretending. I know how to read.
Oh, no, I know you know how to read. You're very smart. Even though you did lose, that doesn't make you a loser. It's hard.
Dominated
It's
you.
hard to beat me because I dominate.
Nope, I dominated
But
you.
you
That was the first time you ever been there.
and I still dominate. You were a great competitor, and I appreciate it.
Nope,
You're
I
competitive.
dominated you though.
You did dominate. Let me get finished with these hellos.
Did you say I did dominate?
No, I said you did not. Valerie Davis. Yes, it was PNC. DeWanda Wise Hunter, good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out. A few people says, what bank was this? It was PNC. Daryl says, give her a mic and a chair and call this show The Queen and I. Valerie said they did me like that 2 years ago. Yeah, we ain't got no money. Welcome to the bank, but we ain't got no money. Oh, I don't know what's up with that. Jerica, good afternoon. Good afternoon. That man said, hello, black man who potentially wants to rob me. Before you get disappointed, let me forewarn you. When I walked out, I noticed they do have a sign that says, we don't have cash in this location. You're a bank. Shahira, good afternoon. She's representing Bond Hill today. Me and Shahira, we back cool, I think. Karen Dye Williams representing Westwood. Good afternoon. Mike Ballard. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. The perfect weather to be relaxing and sipping bourbon. My bottle was over there. As y'all know, I be drinking now. I be drinking like crazy. That's what I do is I drink. Aletheus. Good afternoon, Aletheus. Myosha, just joining. Emmanuel put whoever this is name on the screen. I don't recognize the voice. I'm sorry. I didn't see that it was Anthony. Carolyn Smith, good afternoon. I'm trying to go through and say all the afternoon so I can catch up on comments. Jeffrey Durden, good afternoon to you, Jeffrey. Tyrone Hunter. America great again yet? Oh, he's saying is America great again yet? Oh. It's going to happen. I'm still waiting for that gas to get back down to $1.25. CK says, I like your niece, Chelsea. She sounds like good people. All right. She is. She's my niece. DeAndre says black independent Republicans. Yes, yes. Say that, E-Man, and put a name on them corny black independent closet Trump supporters. I'm not saying that last part. Y'all should make up. Again, I root for everybody to win, and I root for love and peace. Let me see. I think I got to everybody. Daryl. Katrina Newman says he had several upscale custom paint job purple cars. See, and again, I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. If he walked past me, I wouldn't know that that's who he was because I don't know anything about him. And again, for those of us, because different people pay attention to different stuff. And so if you're, in that kind of education space, you may have known that things were going on. You may have. But if you're not in that education space from the outside, you see there's schools popping up all over the place. Enrollment seems to be up, because you would imagine if you're opening up new schools, you got to have students. So enrollment is up. You're seeing, like I said, he's trying to get transportation for his students. The facility over there on, he's maybe expanding what I heard him talking about. I heard someone somewhere, I either saw or read something where he was talking about expanding to another area, which I don't remember where it was. I want to say it was Virginia, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Virginia. But he was talking about expanding to another area. So from the outside, it looked like everything was good with the school. And then, I hear the restaurant, I don't want to diminish. The one restaurant over in Walnut Hills opened, and people were over there like, oh, my cousin painted the ceiling and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, great. He's employing black people and artists, and everything is going great. From the outside, everything seemed to be going great. And then we start hearing, oh, they're having some financial problems. And, they're thinking about they may not exist next year. And then just one day it's like, oh, Don is closed. I don't know what to tell y'all, but as of today, that's it. So for a lot of us, we didn't know. We didn't know. But I'm not in that education space. And I'm not one of those people that people come up to and, kind of spread rumors to me. Even if the rumor tends to be true. People don't call me like, yo, E, let me tell you what so-and-so doing. Oh, E, I heard that so-and-so business was this and this. Yo, E, I heard that this person is a scam artist, man. You don't want to mess with him. People don't call me and tell me stuff like that. Yeah, Pamela says it did sound like he had a passion for the students. Probably things got out of hand and he couldn't control any of it or get back on track. David, yeah, he was hating on me with the Ginger Snaps comment. That's all right. And yeah, he threw a shot about looking at the treadmill. Yeah. He wasn't lying, but he ain't have to say it out loud. Albert Caldwell, good afternoon. Are you any relations to the other Caldwell dude? The I'm not gay no more. Are you related to that person? Just curious. Good afternoon. Walter Bradley, good afternoon. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Yes, I'm in Avondale and I heard the crazy thunder. It is thundering and lightning out here. What happened to the ride or die gun training? We're going to work on it. I like the idea. Of it. How many of y'all, I think I'm caught up on all of the hellos. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling past some stuff. Casey Brown says hello from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Good afternoon, Casey Brown. Thank you. Janice, my favorite, she says, you're here. Wow. Hello, everybody. Why are you saying that like you surprised? I'm here almost every day. You can set your clock to it. You could. CK.
Hey, Mr. Emanuel Livingston, man. Hey, buddy.
CK, how are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. I was glad. Because, man, one of them days you stayed off the air because you had to handle your real shit. But I'm saying thank you for coming on the air.
Thank you.
For Freaky Friday,
CK,
man.
let me say this. Let me say this to you. I heard you on Wyatt today. Some of the stuff you said to me sounded like pure D crazy nonsense, okay?
Right,
but
right.
Some of the stuff that you said, I agreed with you.
Right.
Let me start with what I agreed with you on.
Thank you.
I agreed that this whole, the game got rules. That's all imaginary stuff.
Thank you.
I agree with you on. That ain't no rules, bro. These are imaginary rules that y'all done made up in y'all head that mean nothing, that, have no nothing behind them.
I hit him with the imaginary. You hit him. I hit him with the line, didn't I?
You did.
That's what he got. I said, the imaginary. All right, go ahead. My bad.
So, yeah, I agreed with you on that. Now, there are imaginary rules that have been, but there are other things. I understand the idea, like you say, I remember I was talking about Tim Scott and how Tim Scott was attempting to pretend that racism doesn't exist because he's, successful in terms of he's a senator and he's financially successful. So now he tries to pretend like racism doesn't exist, and he be trying to play that, well, if I can do it, anybody can do it type of thing. And I always hate when people say that, because when people say that, they discount their experiences, some luck, you know what I'm saying? Some people that they know that I don't know that person. So that person poured all of that into you. I didn't know anybody with that skill set to pour that into me. So by virtue of you knowing that person, you got an upper hand in terms of succeeding in that area that I don't have. So don't pretend like, it was all hustle and no luck. Like, no, it was definitely some luck. Some experiences that you had and all that kind of stuff. And I remember saying, what he doesn't understand, and what some of these successful black people don't understand, is you're an exception to the rule. And the pushback that I got from my good friend Wyatt, which I like Wyatt. I support him. I support his show. But like I said, we disagree on some stuff. And this was something that we disagreed on. And this happened on his show, so I'm not like saying nothing he said behind his back. And I remember saying he's an exception to the rule. And Wyatt was saying, what rule? Where is there a rule that says that the black man can't succeed? That ain't no rule. That's something that, people done made up and put in their head, and it's been put in their head over and over. And so they just live by it. But that ain't no rule. And when you were talking to him and you said that's an imaginary rule, and he was like, no, that's a rule. It might not be written nowhere, but that's a rule. It's an accepted rule. I was like, in my mind, I was like, Wyatt, bro, you can't say imaginary rules are real one day and imaginary rules ain't real a different day. And so I was agreeing with you. Like, it is clearly just like the rule that black men, don't typically succeed in certain areas is imaginary. So is the don't snitch rule. That's an imaginary rule. And
thank you, sir,
the fact that all of y'all was living by this imaginary rule don't make it any more real.
Yeah, and you see, I was breaking it down because he can't take it all away, because like you said, if it was a rule, look at the rules. On the outside, we got these rules. Let's talk about the imaginary rules. And I could just hit you with so many, but look at this one. Oh, you know what they do to pedophiles in jail? Another fake rule, not a damn thing. The same thing they do to every other inmate. But you see, what's the rule? Oh, man, they make it tough for pedophiles. So why the nigga still living? He killed her back in 87. She was 5 years old and he raped her. So don't tell me nothing about no rules. But what the rules say, what the street rules say, Livingston. These are examples. I use examples to prove that the rules don't exist, because they would tell you, oh, yeah, pedophile, he ain't going to make it in prison. The nigga still here 30 years later. Right? Ain't that one of the imaginary rules they use?
That is just one of the imaginary rules. Yeah.
Snitches don't live. Yes, they do. I'm trying to break them down where you a criminal. I'm the baddest man in here. Ain't nothing you could do to me. I would kill your whole family. So you think I won't... Why wouldn't I tell on you? That's what I was trying to get to him. He couldn't get... Where's the moral fiber? I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'll do anything. I'm a criminal. This is why me and you work. We know how to abide by rules. We have to clock in at a certain time. We have to conduct ourselves in a potential in a manner, right?
Yes.
We can't just act a damn fool. But if you're a criminal, you could just act a maniac. And,
hold on. What the criminal say again?
Like, stop hollering. I'm going to call 911. Are you okay, sir? That's what I'm saying. But he's trying to tell you that those maniacs that be screaming have rules. Oh no, you can't snitch. Why the hell am I gonna go to jail when I can just tell on you? It's easier. That's part of the game. That's what I'm trying to say. He just didn't want to accept that is the game.
Now, hold on.
See,
Now, hold on. In all fairness, I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. Like, you know, when you do it, there are unwritten rules. But they're unwritten, which really does mean they're imaginary. It's like, you know, the borders. If I'm standing here, then I'm in Clifton. But if I cross the street, I'm in Avondale. That's an imaginary border, but it's real to some degree. So I understand that people do abide by these imaginary rules, but they are imaginary rules.
Let's go by the imagine. Me and you getting a one-on-one fist fight, right? Say you hit me with the uppercut, put me to sleep. Now, everybody see, you could have did me dirty. You could have stomped my face in, broke my legs, arms, everything while I was asleep. But your fiber, your code say, man, I could have did you dirty, but I spared you. Now, what if I did the same? If I knocked you out and I stomped your face all in, see what I mean? It's the individual. So there is no rules. It's all about the person. So I'm at your mercy. When you knock me out, I'm at your mercy. When I knock you out, you at my mercy. So where's the code? So now Wyatt would say, oh, there's a code. You're never supposed to hit a man while he sleep. Who says who? You just made that up? Oh, you're never supposed to snitch on a guy when you sell drugs. Says who? It's reasons why you snitch, and it's reasons why you don't snitch. You might don't want to snitch on somebody. Oh, I can't snitch on them. That's my people. I can't. It's all what you gonna make up in your mind, and what you gonna make it make sense for you. But it really isn't no rules. You got to find a way. If you get jammed up for selling drugs, you find out, how do I cooperate to get out of here? I'm not finna do life. Some do, but most don't. Because when you facing the rest of your natural life in jail, you're looking for any possible way out. So that's the rule.
Now, yeah, and that kind of brings me to the part that you said that made you sound like a maniac, talking about killing yourself instead of going to jail is honorable. Like, to me, that's some talk from a crazy person.
Honorable. Because, listen, I think it's honorable. It's, okay, I'm going to tell you, this is what I feel like. Say you give me 8 metric tons of cocaine to put in the 18-wheeler. I got to drive it to Cali, right?
All right.
You might as well have a gun on your lap, and if you get pulled over, just blow your own head off. Because the amount of time you face it, sir, you cannot handle. I'm saying, you know what you could do. Some people know they could do the time. You the type of person, you know, if you do that, you be like, man, I could do the jail time. I know I can't. You can't lie to yourself. I can't do no 25 years in a penitentiary. Emanuel, you can.
Okay,
so
but hold on. Let's assume, let me take everything that you say just as fact, okay? That still doesn't make it honorable. You know what I'm saying? Taking your life to avoid consequences for your actions does not make you honorable. You might be able to understand it because you know your constitution or whatever, but honorable is a heavy word to use there.
Okay, you're right. Because, see, when I say honorable, it's like when I did the worst things for you. Like when I took the most things you love from you, and I can't give that back to you. So then I'll be like, well, the honorable thing to do is kill myself. Yeah, if I took everything, you know, yeah, it'd be more than that. I see what you're saying. But I'm talking about if I destroyed something that you couldn't rebound from. You got to think, I could take something from your life that could destroy many people in your family. See what I mean? So that's the type of shit that make you commit suicide when you didn't destroy everybody.
That still doesn't make it honorable to do it to avoid dealing with the consequences of your actions. Again, you might be able to look at that and say, I can understand it. But honorable is that's a different role.
You need to listen to your victims' families in court. When you listen to your victim family, the people you took away from here, and you listen to their tears, listen to what they want. What do they want? Because these are the people left behind. Some of them want you to die.
I'm not sure that it really, this is going to sound not great. To some degree, it don't matter what the victim wants.
Okay.
It matter, to what justice demands.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? For example, and this is, I'm a human. One day, I come outside and somebody done bust my window in my car and stole my little boom box. They didn't even have to bust the window because the door was unlocked. If they would have just tried the door, they could have just opened up the door and took the boom box. But they had bust my window. And
oh my God.
The angry part of me, catch this dude and stone him. Catch him and stone him. So because I want him dead, that don't mean that that's the just thing to happen. Find him, convict him, either give me my boombox back or make him pay for it. That's justice. But because me, the victim, want him dead, sometimes it's not what the victim wants. That is not what justice calls for. Justice calls for something different. So the idea that some of the victims want him dead, that don't mean that that's the just thing.
I will take back what I said about being honorable. You're right. It's not honorable. But I was trying to get you to understand, you and white to understand, the reason why men murder themselves before prison sentence is because of fear of violation of their anal cavity. This is why the fear of it makes you take your life. But like I was telling him, if you could face it and, if anybody do anything to me, but sometimes fear makes you do stuff to yourself, sir.
I'll agree. Because sometimes fear does make you do things.
Yeah, that's all. So I would take the encouragement, and I wanted, yesterday, I think you was wrong about the sex therapy class you was giving yesterday.
I wasn't on yesterday.
The day before yesterday. Yeah, you was the day. Remember you was talking about, you said the young people don't even care about the STDs and all that. Like,
now, again, when I say stuff like that, I'm talking in general. I don't mean every single young person on the planet. So that's kind of a generality based on a number of young people that I've seen or heard interact.
And I wanted to touch on that subject because I was deeply disagreed with that topic because I feel that it's just like what you're telling them is like the fighting. What they say back in my day, we used to fight. It's all the same game. They don't look at herpes is a new way. No, it's all the same. It's just as deadly now as it was when we was teenagers. You think?
But we can't. I don't know about nobody else, and not that I was active as a teenager. I wanted to be, but I wasn't. But even when I thought about being active, I thought about consequences.
Because you was living in the moment with Magic Johnson right there in your face. We got hit with a living figure.
No, that happened after I wasn't a teenager anymore. By the time that happened,
you didn't have your V card no more when Magic came out?
What?
Did you have your V card still when Magic came out in 1991?
What's a V card?
Virgin.
But no, I had lost my virginity, but I wasn't active. You know what I'm saying?
So
just because you get lucky once don't mean you
V cards. So imagine us people that still have V cards in 91. My V card has still not been ain't been nowhere. It ain't had no stamps on my V card. It was just nothing, an open card. Never been nowhere. And Magic Johnson come out.
It don't matter. It wasn't about Magic Johnson. It was just about the idea of, a venereal disease. I did not want a venereal disease, and I did not want a baby. So those things were in my mind, even when I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying, a girl, and I was thinking about this. I was thinking, oh, if I could get her, I need to have one of them things, and then we can do something. But yeah, no, VD and babies was always in the front of my mind.
And that's the same thing the same people are doing the same thing. People have to protect themselves. You're not giving the protectors credit for putting their seatbelts on, sir. They're putting their seatbelts on.
No, they're not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not. They're not. They're not putting their seatbelts on.
Sir,
and they're riding in a whole lot of different cars with no seatbelts on.
You only recognize the negative parts of the topics you talk about. You don't recognize the 80% good. It's only 20% bad, sir. Same as when we were kids. Didn't nobody but Easy die. They all were smashing whores. Only Easy and Magic. Do the math, sir.
All right.
We all was petrified. We were strapped up. If that was the case, why ain't nobody else died? That was 1995, sir. 1995. Do you
I'm
know how
not
many
sure
years
I
ago that
understand
is?
this question. What do you mean, why ain't nobody else died?
Who? Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, they still breathing. Why he the only one gone? Why Magic still alive? Is these the questions? Can you answer?
Well, maybe I can't definitively answer them because I don't know all the details about everyone. But maybe Mr. Johnson, Irvin, got diagnosed early and had access to treatment, whereas maybe Eric Wright didn't get diagnosed early, and thus treatment was too late.
And how about the other people in the world? Why is he the only guy this happened to since 1995?
He's not.
Where is the other? Will you show me an example?
Well, just because they're not as high profile, so I would not know them. But I can guarantee you, and I'm saying guarantee, like I would borrow $1 million to make a bet with you that there's someone who was diagnosed in the 90s as HIV positive who's still alive, who's not named Irvin Johnson.
No. You got to give me an easy diagnosed and died the next month, sir. Give me another example of Eric Wright. You can't do it. He's the only one that happened to.
I bet you, I would borrow $1 million and bet you that there's someone who got diagnosed. I can almost guarantee you there's someone who was never diagnosed who died, and then they found out, oh, he died from this, because they didn't know.
Sir, I have to educate you right here on some knowledge you are missing. Since the death of Eazy-E, a lot of people have died of AIDS, right? And his family have seen them people die of AIDS, so they know how people die from AIDS. They never seen none of that in Eazy. This is why the suspicion is on. Where was the lesions? Where was the scare? He had none of that. So they seen people die of AIDS. So when they compare Eazy to these other deaths, his is unique, sir. Okay. Which leans toward foul play, Livingston.
All right.
Foul play.
I don't know that that's true, but if you say it and you believe it, then you believe it's true.
No, Leans, we don't know. We know we just discuss. I'm just giving you game. You give me game, I give you game.
And I'm not arguing a point that I don't have information to effectively argue. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's all about the money game, But, hey, man, this was a great, informative call, man. And I appreciate you touching on Wyatt's subject and then your subject from 2 days ago, because I thought you was on yesterday, but my Alzheimer's was acting up, sir.
All right. CK?
Yep.
I appreciate your call.
Family, brother.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Everybody got jokes today. Hold on. Let me shut this app down because I heard that thing again. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. It ain't my computer. It's the app. All right. Oh, it's updating the app. Maybe they found out that there was a problem with the last update, and so now it's updating. There it is. Twin? Twin?
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
Okay. I had to sneak upstairs right quick. Hey, man, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Why you gotta sneak upstairs?
My baby, man. He watching Coco Melon.
I'll
I
go
don't
back
like this.
downstairs with the baby. You can't leave the baby alone.
Yeah, I can see him on the monitor.
Oh, okay.
And the dog will let me know if he something wrong with him. He'll bark, let me know something wrong with the baby.
Okay.
Man, I don't like watching. Man, I'm trying to watch sports and he had to take over. He grabbed the remote control. I'm like, man.
I don't know what Coco Melon is, but I think it might
It's
be
a
good for you to watch
cartoon.
it. It might be good for you to watch it.
Man, I'm not watching that, boy. That's like my shorty, my little oldest sons now watching that crazy Barney stuff. I
You
ain't
might
like
learn
that stuff.
something from those shows.
Man, I don't learn nothing from them. I like
If you-
old school stuff,
if
like
you-
the Smurfs and Flintstones and Tom and Jerry.
Watch Coco Melon. You might pick up a lesson or two.
No, it's boring to me. I tried to watch it with him, and no. He get this laughing, then want to throw the remote control at the TV, think he inside the cartoon. So, no. I'll just sit back and just laugh off my son. But he all right, though. He all right. Hey, who was that caller early, man? Stunning on my name. And is that Anthony Process in the chat?
Yes, that was Anthony.
Why they do me like that, man?
Well,
Why they do me like
'cause
that?
you
Man, I be
said some-
killing, man.
Because you
I
said
be
some
chilling,
ridiculous
man.
stuff during the campaign. That's why.
Hey, man, I be chilling, man. I don't mess with nobody, man. They
I
want
know
to
that.
mess with Twin.
I know that. But you said some ridiculous stuff during the campaign, and people take that seriously because it's
Hey,
like real-
hey, player. Hey,
Hold on,
player.
let me-
Hey,
let me-
player.
hold on,
Hey,
let me-
player.
let-
Hey,
wait,
hey.
let me finish my sentence.
Hey, hold on.
let me
Before I get
finish
my
my sentence.
lawnmower started. What
Hold on.
baby girl at?
She's sitting right here. Let me finish my,
Oh,
my
okay.
sentence. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. You go ahead. Go ahead and talk to me.
No, I'm just saying what baby girl at. Because I want to crash out.
Some Perkins would be great.
You said what now?
Oh, okay.
I said, in case I want to crash out, I want no
All
dang
right.
on Perkins. Even though they sent me an invitation, man, to get close to my day.
Oh no, that was Mrs. Livingston asking me if I wanted some food, and I want some Perkins, but she ain't having no Perkins. She ain't going with it.
Oh, she don't like Perkins?
But no. She probably gonna come home and cook or something like that. But if you,
Why you don't surprise your wife with some cooking, home cooked meal or something?
Who said I don't?
You say you don't know how to cook or something.
Well, I'm not a chef or nothing like that.
You ain't got to be no chef. It's the kindness of the heart that you surprise somebody, man.
No, if that stuff nasty, I don't care about the kindness of the heart. It's nasty. So I have to, from time to time, I'll find a recipe and I will cook it, and then hope it's good. But yeah, no. Most of the time when she calling me asking me what I want to eat, she's asking, "What do you want?" And normally I'll say meatloaf because I like meatloaf. And then she had to come in, but she don't have to do anything. And then she come and cook meatloaf. But yeah, today I surprised her with Perkins and she ain't having no Perkins. So I don't know what she'll cook today or
Man,
if she'll
I
stop
hate
and get
I hate
something.
that. Sorry to cut you. I hate that surprise. And hey, little baby girl close by you.
Yes.
She can hear me.
Yes.
No.
She can hear me.
Yes.
No.
Oh, I can't talk then. I'm gonna fall back on. I'll tell you another day though.
Yeah.
But man, when I say he's a demon, what a demon come to do, man? Kill, steal, and destroy, right? And that's what I meant by that. People took it as the wrong way, but my delivery be different from people thinking. and everything. So just because you don't catch up with things I'm saying or what I'm trying to say or whatever, you wouldn't understand, twin.
No,
So
I think people understood when you
no,
said.
no, player.
Oh.
Because as soon as I said it, he said he a demon. They did the remix on me. So people don't know a demon come to kill, steal, and destroy, and that's what that man do. I don't have no bias remark or anything else about the situation, what I did, Emanuel. That's twin doing. I mean, I know he messing up big time, man. He doing it the wrong way. He really trying to destroy it. It's a get back. This game is a get back. Y'all mess with that man, messed around and woke up a sleeping giant in that thing, and this what it is. You just left him alone and let it be.
You know, I am fighting the urge to say a simple fact to you. I don't understand why you even talk about this. Why do
you the one brought it up, and people brought it up,
I
and
didn't bring it up,
everything.
but why do you talk about it? Why do you talk about it?
Man, I get a clarification on it and try to end a conversation about it. Ain't nothing too much talking about it, but I'm just saying. It is what it is. Let it be. What else on the new menu, man? And then CK, man, I don't understand you, man. Let me tell you, man.
Yes.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Let me vent for a minute, man. Let me politic on this. Hey, Emanuel, it's a couple of guys I know from Cincinnati, young boys, about 35, 34. The states want them to turn on and give them a couple of names and everything. They just got out. One did 4, one did like 8. Then he did something. He like, hey, you do this and stuff. We'll give you the less time. Give us his name. He said, hell no. I'd rather do my time. Emanuel, I got caught twice in a jam. The informant I caught up and everything when I was doing a lot of stuff for her, you know, and she turned her back on me, and I found out, and you know, I had to do what I had to do. It's when you he talking about, you know, snitch. It's codes to this, man. I don't know where he get that from or who told him that, or you even think about it. It's codes to this back in the day, man. Hey, man, I was looking at 12 to 10 years. They say, hey, we'll give you this amount. Just give us your brother. Say this your brother. I said, what? My brother already, my oldest brother, not my twin, not one of my oldest brothers. He was already in the game 3 years in a joint. And he's ready to come home, or 3 or 4 years in the joint, he'll be ready to come home. They say, if you give him, you won't do no time, you'll go home and all. Man, fuck y'all. That's what I said, man. What the hell I'm going to tell on my brother for? So it's codes and everything to this, man. I don't know who told CK that, or you even think about that. It's codes to this snitching thing, man.
Sorry, but the code is imaginary. It's
Ain't
imaginary.
no damn code imaginary.
Okay,
If you took the honorable death before dishonor, you lost your mind.
Twin.
You definitely lost your mind.
Twin.
No, I'm from the street. No, you ain't gonna twin me. I'm
Twin.
from the street, man.
Twin. Where?
And I live by the code. When I
where is the
go
rule
ahead,
book?
man.
Where's
go
the
ahead,
rule book?
man.
Where's the rule book?
What? It's laws to this, man.
Where is the laws? Where are they? Where are
under
they?
the GD law, any nation law, or whatever.
Where
If you
are they? Where can I read them?
It's on. You probably can find it on the internet by now. Everything local now. Everything out there. So you can probably. But I'm trying to tell you, but what we live by, man.
Right, y'all live by imaginary rules.
Ain't no fucking imaginary rule, man.
It is imaginary.
Go on with that sick man and stuff, because you don't know the streets and you don't know what we live by. When you took the oath,
you live by imaginary rules.
Let me tell you. Okay. So the Constitution imaginary?
No, it's an actual document.
No, this documented too.
Oh,
I don't care.
Wait.
It's
so you're telling me? Hold on.
It's,
See, this is what I mean. This is why you got to stop flying off the handle and start listening and actually answering questions, because then we won't have these confusions.
If it's not documented,
Stop. Let me ask the question.
I'm trying to answer your question.
I haven't
'cause
asked it yet. You can't answer it until I ask it.
Man, I think ahead of you because the
So you
okay, go
are
ahead.
telling me, twin, that there is an actual book of street rules that's out there that you follow.
It's street laws that we under the GD law, BD law, Stone law, Vice Lord law, a code that we live by, man.
And I'm asking you, you're telling me that these are written laws.
They written laws under the gangster just like this. Just
Twin,
like this.
Stop. No, stop. I'm asking a simple question. Just answer the question.
How simple,
This
man, that you want it to be.
conversation-
Everything got a law and a stamp
This
approval
conversation
of
can
it.
be so simple, but you
No,
rather
man,
make
you don't
it hard.
understand, man.
Look,
you don't understand, law. You're a porch monkey, man.
asking
You don't understand.
Twin, I want to have a conversation with you, bro.
I'm having a conversation,
No,
man.
you're
If I'm
not.
trying to
You're
tell you
not
about
even
games.
listening. You're not listening.
Go ahead, man.
What book is the law in?
What book of what law, man? The
The
GD
law-
law or what law? The rules of the street law?
Yes.
The code we live by?
Yes.
Under my nation is the Gangster Disciple Nation. It's the codes in the book. It's documented, man. you can get it off the internet.
book? Where can we find this book?
Go on go Google it, man.
What am I Googling?
You go Google GD laws and it. Hold on, there are folks out there. You can go Google everything. What was the law that the Gangster Disciple lived by? Or growth of development lived by? Come on, man. There's laws and principles to this, man.
I'm trying to look them up. If they're written, then okay, they're not imaginary rules. You got a point. See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, ain't
Just
no
let
there,
this-
man. You think
just
somebody
let this
just go?
stuff be
Okay,
simple. Why do you make this stuff so hard? I say
No,
these are
because
imaginary
you try to make it hard
rules.
for
You
your
say,
audience and
twin,
stuff. If
say,
I
listen,
know the
twin,
street.
listen,
You don't know
twin,
him, man. You can't
listen.
understand.
Can you listen? You want to
Go
go
ahead,
watch
man.
Coco Melon, or you want to listen? If I say, twin, those are imaginary laws, and you say they're not imaginary laws, I say, so they're written down somewhere? You can say, yes, they're written down somewhere. I say, well, where are
What
they
part
written?
you didn't understand when I said yeah?
Let me
You keep
finish.
running off
See,
at the
this is what
funk box
happens.
and
You,
stuff.
you won't listen. This is why you can't even learn from Coco Melon. You won't stop talking and listen. So I say, so where is the book? And you say there's an actual
Coco,
book
he's
of
looking on
GD laws. And I say, okay, and then I look it up and I'm like, twin, you're right, I'm wrong. They're not imaginary. They're
Get up here.
actual
Get up
written
here.
laws. See how easy that is? That conversation, without you interrupting, takes
Come on,
less than a minute.
Don't bark, you. You get up there. Don't bark.
Now you fussing at the dog.
No, because she'll bark and stuff. Because I got company. One of the folks stepped in the bill. Since you don't know everything, I'm trying to tell you the principle about a law that we live by. And they say, hey, folks. Hey,
Man,
come
go
here, man.
tend to your company. Go tend to your
No,
company.
come here. Come here. I'm about to clown you for a minute.
You
Hey.
about to clown who?
Hold on, Dada. Shut up. Go up there.
What?
Hey.
I'm listening to
Hey, man, you
arguing with
listen?
the dog. Yes.
Tell them under the gangster law what we live by. Street law.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, brother.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Keep telling you, man,
hold
we
on,
live
am I
by
on the-
street code.
Am I on the phone with somebody? I don't know what just happened.
Come here.
Is that a cat? Now you got a dog and a cat. You fussing with the dog. The cat.
No, my son crying. The dog.
Bro, go tend to your people.
No, man, I had to finish you out, man. You don't understand the law.
Go tend to your people. Go tend to your. Call me back one day when you in the mood to have an actual conversation.
I'm having an actual conversation with you, but you don't understand. Y'all out there talking about this street laws and everything we live by, man.
And
you on something?
So you're saying they are written down laws in a book?
Yeah, it's written down,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
And so what's so hard to understand about that?
Okay, and you actually live by them.
Yeah. So I don't know what you were saying, man. I'm gonna talk to you another day, man.
All right. Do they say anything about taking care of your kids?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you don't know, man. You ain't never. Yeah, see, y'all just talk. So y'all don't know because I ain't never been nobody down in Cincinnati. And
Bro,
everything to know.
can you get me a copy of the book?
Man, go on with that. Now you trying to be funny. Go get it off the internet.
Who's trying to be
And see
funny?
what-
I'm asking, can
No,
you get me
man,
a copy
I
of
ain't
the
got
book?
time to be clowning you. I don't do this funny bone stuff. I'm not a comedian,
So
man.
that would be a no. You
See-
can't. You can't get me a copy of the book.
No, you can get off the internet, though.
Okay.
You can Google it off the internet, bro.
All right,
Anything else?
go
Come on,
handle your house. The dog about to take somebody out. I don't know what's going on.
They wish it could take you out.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one. Caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
E-Man,
Yes.
it's me, LaDonna.
Hi, LaDonna.
Hey, let me tell you something. I love you to death, but I am sick of this. I am sick of this.
What? LaDonna? LaDonna?
Every day we have to deal with this buffoonery with twins. Can you hear me?
I can
I
hear
got
you.
a cold and my voice don't sound that right.
No, you sound fine, but turn the volume down. Because for whatever reason there is a delay.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I mean, you know, how much can we keep taking? The after school specials has been over with, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And you know he is clowning on us all the time. He's ignorant as hell. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that all the time.
LaDonna, here, and I'll explain it again. Number one, I like twin. Number two, I don't think he's playing a game. I think that's actual twin. And I believe everyone can learn. I honestly believe there are some things that he don't know, and there are some things that he's been conditioned to believe a certain way. And I believe he's worth taking some time and I genuinely believe, I feel it in my heart, that one of these days he gonna listen and it's gonna surprise everybody, but he gonna be like, you know what, it makes sense now. I don't know what I was thinking.
A word my old grandmothers used to say,
Sure.
shit. No, it's a rat. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's a rat. It's a rat. And he trying to be funny. He thinks the shit is cute. He disrespects women all the time on your platform. He disrespects people on Wyatt's platform. He can't do it on Mr. Lincoln's platform. I mean, he's very disrespectful. He's ignorant. He's ghetto. And I'm tired of it. And I said something to Wyatt about it. He thinks the shit is cute.
I genuinely don't think he's doing it to be cute or funny. I think you're getting pure, unadulterated twin.
I don't know what the hell he got y'all hypnotized or something. But the shit ain't cute no more, and I'm tired of it. And I want to support every show and everything, everything. But I'm tired of it. And then he on a hungry black man platform. He tried to call Al Sharpton show. He shut his ass down. I mean, what the fuck? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry,
Look,
man. I'm sorry.
I understand the frustration, but I just honestly believe that one of these days, somebody gonna get through to him.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, well, you know, I love you to death. I love Wyatt to death. And Wyatt hard-headed, too. But, I mean, how much can a person take?
All right.
But I mean, you know.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to still keep listening, even though you get on my daggone nerves with it. But I'm going to keep listening.
All right, LaDonna.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
What time is it?
Why? It's 4:43. Why you worried about what time it is?
I don't want to
Just-
be in the show.
You're not. If you shut up, you won't be in the show. You lost. Losers,
You lost.
listen.
No, I don't.
Oh, all right.
I dominated you.
You did not dominate.
Yes, you did.
Oh, let's see. Fame.
Hey, good morning. Or good afternoon. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pleasant per usual. That was LaDonna. That's what her voice sounds like, LaDonna. Because, yeah, I actually thought she was like a, what do you call that? Like a deaf mute, a eunuch? Or whatever they're called. Because, like, she would never call. She would always just put, like, a bunch of fucking emojis in the comments. You know, it was just like, damn, why is she, like, 55 years old writing in hieroglyphics? You know what I'm saying? Don't she have any words? And so, I just want to say, you know, shout out to her. You know, I mean, even though she can't stand me be talking shit, I will body her, you know, at a later date. But, you know, it's just like right now, I'm just like kind of shocked to hear her voice. Like, wow, she actually has a voice, you know. But, yeah, don't get it twisted. I'll clap her the hell up because she be talking shit about me. And I like, you know, I will, you know, nothing changed just because you can talk. But, you know, shout out to her for that. Are you there?
I'm here. Yes.
Oh, I forgot the baby in the room. My bad, man. I do apologize.
All right. It's cool.
No, it's not. I should know better. I mean, I have children and grandchildren. I should be better than that. But listen, though, you know, I thought you were a little harsh to Twin.
How?
You know, talking about what codes and everything ain't being seen and this and that. Well, you ain't never seen Jesus, but you follow his code.
There's an actual book with laws in it.
There's a book that you don't know who wrote it. They was just somebody told you.
It don't
Just
matter.
like it would be a gangster book.
No,
you don't know who wrote that book.
It don't
They
matter
just
who
told you
wrote
about
the
it.
book. If we get together.
If a white man says anything to you, you jumping. That's all.
Oh my goodness. Twin, if you and I decide to sit down.
I'm not twin.
My bad. Fame, if you and I decide to sit down and play a game of cards, and we ain't never seen no rules or anything, and we just start playing based on what we imagine the rules should be, those are imaginary rules.
Okay.
Now, if we write them down, I don't care who wrote them down. Who created Uno? There are rules. Now, we can create some imaginary rules as well. But you can't look at it and be like, well, a white man wrote those rules, so they don't count. There are actual rules. We can choose to follow them. We can choose to ignore them, but they're actually there. And we can say, we're not going to follow those rules. We're going to follow some other rules that we just made up. Those are imaginary rules. They're not written anywhere. We just have an understanding that you can't put, whatever, 2 wild cards on each other or whatever. That's an imaginary rule.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I just thought you were being a little harsh to the young brother. Because if he believes that he's under a code or whatever, you have to accept that.
No, I don't.
Because we've been taught since 3 years old, quit tattling on people.
Hold on, we've been taught what?
Don't tattle. We were taught at 3 years old, 2 years old, don't tattle.
Okay.
Don't be a tattletale. That's all a snitch is a grown tattletale.
I don't know that I agree with that, but for the sake of argument, let's accept that as fact. Okay.
I mean, if you get caught up into some mess, you probably are going to tell. The average person probably is going to tell and get other people involved. So, get their punishment lesser. You know, whether that's ingrained or not, or if that's written down or not, that's just the average person's going to do that anyway. That's why, you know, a life of that level of crime is so abnormal that people can't understand that law. Not necessarily saying that I do. I'm just saying that people can't relate to it.
Okay.
You understand? But at the same time, it was just weird, Twin, taking that stance, but it wasn't really weird. It was just kind of like, that just goes just further, shows what I've always said about the dude. This whole mantra, this whole aesthetic of being the retired gangster with a heart of gold is like, no, bro, it ain't working with me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, keep my name out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that type of shit. But yeah, what else there? There was something else you had talked about that you didn't talk about this. But one day we're gonna have a, it's probably too heavy to talk about on a Friday. We're gonna have to talk about Alicia Reese.
What Alicia Reese
because
do?
she's getting to the point where she won't even be able to buy a drink in this town. Go ahead and make the Bengals leave. You think he's doing something? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, y'all. I've said it once. I'll say it again. When the history of Cincinnati politics is written, it's gonna show that Alicia Reese is more of an asshole than advocate.
I
You
don't
understand
know.
what I'm saying?
I like the idea. First, me. I don't care if the Bengals stay or go. And that's even if I was watching football. I don't care one way or the other if privately owned franchise decides to do business here or not. But if standing up for the people, which I'm not 100% saying everything she's doing is, because I'm not really following everything probably as well as I should be. But if she's standing up for the people, let the chips fall where they may.
She ain't standing up for the people. Like I said, we're going to have to get into this a little heavier because, it's Friday, it's a light day. So I'm willing to acquiesce. Speaking of acquiesce, I got a joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah, I like to hear it.
What do you call it when black women acquiesce?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Capitulating. But listen, I want to talk about, hey, Daryl Carpenter, you're not funny. I heard you say, all I said was that I don't know nothing about the SEC being the best conference ever. I'm just telling you, Duke or Michigan State's going to win the thing. Yes, a lot of those SEC teams will go home that weekend because Duke and Michigan State will beat them. Michigan State didn't beat them, but Duke did. So I was one of two on my I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I was one of two on my picks, Daryl, and you gonna come to the radio talking greasy? My prognostications. If a white man would have done that, you would have celebrated him. But because the black man, this is why I don't tell people where I publish at anymore. Because there's too many haters in these audiences. You got Daryl now. Stephen Speed did it before. If a white man would have done the same thing, you wouldn't have said nothing. But because the black man on the come up did the thing, and now you want to have something to see. You're both suckers. Both of you. You need to reassess yourselves and think about what are you doing. Daryl, you've got 5 Facebook profiles out there right now. Dale Deshaun, Deshaun Carpenter, all these people is you. Because you're a poopy head. You can't even keep one account straight before it gets banned and you had to come in there on an assumed name. Bruh. We did this on the other dude podcast. We don't need to bring it here, Daryl. Because I don't go low, I go to hell.
All right.
Don't do it again. When you speak my name, Daryl, speak it in reverence. You too, Speed, reverence. Anybody else, when you speak about Faye Rothstein, you should be speaking in terms of reverence or at least showing love. Shout out to the people that be showing me love just because they're nice, genuine people. Your Jericas, your Dinas, your Chocolate Girl Wonders. You know what I'm saying? Mikey TG, I'm peeping you. You about to be next on the kill list. You know what I'm saying? You look like every community college janitor. Out here got to be talking stuff to people.
Oh,
Leave
God.
people alone, man. But anyway, hey, Emmanuel.
Yes.
As I always tell you, it's always a pleasure. And we'll chat again soon. Ow!
All right. That was Fame. Enjoy the rest of your day. Caller.
Caller, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, this girl. Hey, tell Fame to calm down. It ain't that serious. So I was just calling him out because his prediction was wrong. So tell him to chill out, man.
All right, but you do know, because you made the statement that somehow the SEC is not overrated. Because
Hey, man, they got 2 teams in the Final Four, though.
So in your mind, that makes them the best conference in the
I ain't
history
saying they're
of
the best.
sport.
I'm not saying that. I'm
But
saying,
that's what I was saying.
I'm saying they overrated.
That's what I'm saying. That is overrated.
How, man? They got 2 teams in the Final Four.
So they were called the best conference in the history of sport. If they were that, then they would have 4 teams in the Final Four, right?
They run the NCAA football, right?
Did they win the national title?
No, they was running it for decades, though.
But wouldn't you imagine that the best conference in the history of sport would have all 4 teams in the Final Four and win the national title in football and all of that stuff? The best conference in the history of sport. Come on, you know when somebody says that, that's overrating. Clearly.
I'm not an SEC fan. I'm just saying. Yeah, I was wrong. Y'all prediction was wrong. I'm calling y'all out.
What? No, my
Ain't that
prediction was
serious.
not wrong. I didn't actually make a prediction except to say
There he goes.
they're not the best conference in the history of sport. That's definitely overstating it, which by definition is overrating them.
There he goes. Say, I wouldn't have said shit if it was a white man that said it. Man, Say was hilarious. That dude is hilarious. But yeah, that's what I called about.
All right, Daryl. Hey, what's the name of that place again you say you and your wife went to?
Where? What you talking about?
Oh, you
Oh,
said
the Sandbox VR in Liberty.
say the name again.
Sandbox VR, virtual reality.
Sandbox VR. Okay.
Yeah, it's out there about a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's cool, man. It's fun. You and your wife will have fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out.
All right, man.
All
Gotta
right.
get back to work.
All right.
All right.
Go make that money.
Yeah.
You gotta go make that extra money. Get a raise. They want you to work for that money. Jerica say it's expensive. Oh. I have to look at it. LaDonna says Sandbox. Thank you, LaDonna. I'm gonna have to look at it and see. I'll look at it maybe when I finish here, unless somebody that got dominated got something to say.
You got dominated. That's the person you're talking about. From Activate.
People who get dominated always running their mouth. They always running their mouth.
You got dominated. You.
Let's see. There was somebody put up a comment that I wanted to say something about, but I can't. Okay. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Getting back from the river, flushing my boat engines. What's the topic? Ain't no topic. There's no topic. I didn't have anything to talk about today. So a few people talked about. We rehashed some of what happened on Wyatt's show today. And again, if you're not listening, check out Wyatt. I did learn today, Alethea, that it's Don's with an S. This whole time I thought it was Don Community Schools, but it's Don's. And so I want to thank Alethea for that, because I didn't know that. I did not know that. Alethea says, why don't you tell the people why I'm a killer bee? You know, they don't need to know. Justin says, SEC is historically the best conference, especially in football. Okay, first, the comment was made about this year specifically in basketball specifically. The commentator and the commentators this year have been saying that the teams in the SEC this season are the best teams in the history of sport collectively. Just so we clear about what was said. So if the teams this year, and this is just simple logic, there can be, you don't have to know sports, you don't have to know any of that kind of stuff. If you tell me these are the most talented teams in the history of sport, not in the last decade, not in the past 100 years, in the history of sport. This is something that was actually said. I didn't make this up. In the history of sport, shouldn't just 4 of them be left? Nobody should have beat one of them, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 4 of them, or 5 of them, or 6 of them, or 7 of them, or 8 of them. What, didn't 14 teams from the SEC make it to the tournament? I mean, 12 of them lost to teams. That shouldn't happen. That is like classic overrated. That's all I'm saying. Right? That's all I said. I don't like when people do that. She is ready for the show to be over, and she definitely was dominated. But yeah, it's 5 o'clock, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Try to get this weekend started. See what to do. I have to call your mama and see what time she's coming. Oh, that's Mommy D upstairs, in case you was wondering. You hear me? I said it's Mommy D upstairs. You didn't hear? No, if that was your mama, she would have came down here. Justin says a couple played each other. Someone had to lose, but some of them lost to teams that wasn't in the SEC. And remember, that should have never happened because they're the best. Hello.
Why are you trying to leave?
It's time to go.
It's only 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Don't you normally go on Fridays? You normally go to like 5:36.
No, that's when it's time to go.
No. Okay. I would have been remiss of my duties if I would not have called in to say, bravo, LaDonna. LaDonna came in like a bull in a glass store and just murdered Twin. LaDonna, that was classic. What's even more classic is that it happened on the day when Twin got dragged by Fame on Wyatt's show and then came here and got his got his butt handed to him as well. That was hilarious. I did not listen to CK's call because that was like ridiculous. As soon as he started talking about unaliving yourself and it's a good idea, once he started that nonsense, I just checked out. And then I missed half of Twin's call except for the fact that he lives by GD laws. What is
Yes. He
GD?
lives by gangster disciples.
Okay, but he had said some other gangs too. Like, do they all have different books?
Yes,
And
apparently
if it's
they all have
private,
different books.
why is it on YouTube?
Because you know how it is. It's the information age. People put everything on YouTube.
But I thought that was like private, because I know that Notorious B.I.G. has the 10 crack commandments. I didn't know about the commandments that he lives by. I guess because I'm not in the gang though.
Exactly. But, see, that's just it. You can find anything on YouTube. Like, you could probably go find some of these other gang stuff, like the Alphas or the Kappas or the Deltas or the whatever. You could go find they stuff probably on the internet too.
Right, but I thought it was like a secret society kind of thing. Like, I thought it was something that is to be guarded.
Right,
It's
that's
just
what I'm
out on
saying.
YouTube?
It's the internet age. I mean, you can find all of those secret society stuff. You can probably research them and find them on YouTube.
Okay, so technically, if you wanted to look at it from this perspective, my gang could look up your gang's laws and then figure out the inner workings of your gang and infiltrate it. Is that how that goes?
I don't think it's that deep though.
Sorry. I'm just
Like,
saying,
it's
because I've
the-
never seen any of that.
Like, it's
And
but it's the laws that I'm guessing. It's the laws that they're supposed to live by. It's not strategy. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, well, Russia can look at our constitution and then figure out how to infiltrate us. It's like they can look at the laws and figure out how the laws work and everything, but that don't necessarily give them any special insight to infiltrate us, except for getting an orange dude elected who's 100% in the tank for their country.
Okay, gotcha. Now, I do know that there are laws, right, to live by, but I didn't know that each gang had its own set of laws. But, I mean, I guess you learn something new every day. Thank you, Twin, for enlightening us.
Yeah.
You know what Twin reminds me of sometimes when he tells stories? Do you ever watch Dave Chappelle skits?
Yes.
Who does he put you in the mindset of? Like, who do you think about sometimes when you listen to Twin?
Nobody that I can think of.
Nobody?
No.
It's a combination for me. It's a combination of the pimp. Remember the pimp scene when Dave Chappelle was a pimp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a combination of him and Tyrone. You know the Tyrone guy?
Yeah.
The drug addict?
Yes.
It's a combination of those two. Because it's just a combination of those two. I'm not going to go any further there. But if you watch it again, think of Twin. It'll come to mind. It'll be like, oh, I see what Jericho was talking about. So I think, yeah, that
what was the
pretty
pimp's
funny.
name? I can't remember the pimp's name.
I don't remember his name, but I do remember Ashley Larry. I don't think Twin reminds me of Ashley Larry, though. I don't know the pimp's name. I can't remember it.
I can't remember the pimp's name. I know Tyrone Biggums. What was the pimp?
Tyrone Biggums.
What's the pimp's name? I can't remember his name.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
why. But, okay, I could see that. And somebody said Clayton Bigsby. I know during the...
Oh, Clayton Bigsby, yes.
During the campaign, there was a lot of Clayton Bigsby coming out.
Yeah, it was definitely. Well, I think Twin identifies as a white man on the inside. His spirit may be white. So, because there can't be, well, he's a reflection of Wyatt. So,
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know about that. But
Do you
I
remember
genuinely
the cartoon?
believe he don't mess with white people. Like, he say he don't really care and all of that kind of stuff. But I remember that day I tried to get him to say something negative because he was saying all this negative stuff about black people.
Oh, yeah.
But he couldn't think of
Yeah.
nothing negative about white people. So I do think there's a block there.
Yeah, there may be. And like you said, it's deeper than we need to be going anyway. I don't want to creep into his brain like that. But do you remember the cartoon where it was like a big dog and a little dog? Like the big dog was like real smooth and cool, and then there was a little dog that would like chipe around him. Is it chipe? I don't even know if that's the word or not.
I do.
Yes. Okay, so when I think of Wyatt and Twin, that is what I envision. Does that make sense?
That's just mean. That's just mean.
It's not. It's a reality, right? So sometimes I have to put in mind, like, oh, who does this person remind me of? And that's what I go to. But if you think about it, does it not? I can't remember. Was this named Buck? What are we doing today, Buck? Where are we going today, Buck? Like that? What are we thinking today? Like, it was just like we moved together in all that we.
I do. I remember them. I don't know that I would put them in that same category. Even though I do think Twin has a lot of respect for Wyatt, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think he never mind, I'll leave that be. But yeah, I can see that too. But yeah, okay. What I wanted to ask you: did you see the story about the 64-year-old woman who was murdered by her husband during a conjugal visit?
I heard somebody mention that. I think I was listening to Lincoln one day on my way to work, and he mentioned it.
So you haven't looked it up or anything? It was really crazy.
No, there were no. He didn't really give any details. So yeah, that does sound crazy. I don't necessarily like the idea of conjugal visits.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't understand why you would need to get that pleasure.
Yeah.
You sacrificed your freedom, and that comes along with it. So that makes no sense. What's even crazier is that this woman, he was in jail for murder. He had murdered multiple people. And she met him in jail, and then married him, and then visited him, and he strangled her to death. So in that scenario, in that situation, who do you blame? Of course, you blame the person who was murdered, yada, yada. I mean, you blame the person who did the murder. But do you believe that she holds some responsibility for her own death?
I don't know that she holds responsibility, but I don't necessarily feel all that bad for her if those were the circumstances. I don't. You kind of had to know what you was getting into.
Right.
So, sometimes, like, when you make a decision to put yourself in harm's way and then harm comes to you, what can you say? But you brought that on yourself.
Right. Okay, I just wanted to get your opinion about that.
Definitely. You brought that. I've never understood women who do that. I think that's a special type of woman, but I don't know, just, listening to women, these modern women talk lately, I could see a lot, that being happening a lot more, because women's views of what a man is and a good man and blah, blah, blah are kind of all over the place now, so.
You mean women put themselves in harmful situations, or women who date men who are incarcerated?
Women,
high-risk folk.
Women who like the negative aspects of masculinity and think that defines masculinity. And so when they see what has been, recently labeled as toxic masculinity, women who see that as what a man should be.
Yeah, these younger women do. Well, I guess older women do also. Yeah. But again, I agree with you. I think it's the skewed perception of what a man is and what they desire, right? Because it's seen as strong, you're protective, you'll do anything for me. But then they come out and beat you, and they're probably in prison because they were beating you. So, yeah. But I think that also speaks to the absence of fathers in the home. Some fathers, not talking about anyone here, probably shouldn't be in the home because they may taint their children and murky the water. So some of them shouldn't be in the home. But I think these children nowadays are the product of not having a good father in the home.
I would agree, which also means, kind of by default, that women are doing some horrible things out here.
Some of them are, so I can agree there.
I would say probably
social media.
If they tell us 70% of children are born, unwed and single parents and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you have that many absentee fathers, it always goes back to, that means that those are the type of men that women are choosing.
Right.
Which is just terrible. But then that also goes back to the absentee father. So it's this circular thing. Like, I didn't have a daddy, so I don't know what a man is. So I choose the worst man, and then I have kids with him, and then he don't have a daddy, and so he don't know, what, and it just keeps going and going and going.
Right. Yeah, that cycle. Yeah, I get it. And I mean, if you see some of the women that post, some of the videos that are posted on social media of the mothers and what they're doing in their videos with their children in the background or having their children join in, it's like children aren't able to really be children anymore, unfortunately. And of course, and look at the grandparents, right? The grandparents are like in their 40s, 30s, and 40s, and they're still in the streets. Hopefully not 30s, but some of them are. And, it's somewhat disappointing. I really feel for these new generation of children.
All right.
I'm glad I didn't come up. I'm glad I came up when I did, but yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody posted and said it was Spike and Chester. It was Chester and Spike. The dogs.
Okay.
That's who it was.
I think that is who it was.
Yes. All right. Well, that's all I got.
All right. Well,
enjoy your weekend.
I appreciate your call. You enjoy your weekend as well.
All right. Bye.
All right. That was Jerica. I'm sorry I didn't put anybody's names up today. I apologize. I've been being lazy. Little baby gone. So I was going to say you can call and cuss, but don't call and cuss. Don't call and cuss. I saw Alethea. I missed your call. You can call back in. Sorry about that. Alethea's.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Hey, before you go, I had to make sure that I call. How do I get my paycheck?
What am I paying you for?
You said on your podcast this evening that I taught you something.
Yes.
And you say that you do a service for a service. So I gave a service. I'm ready for the... I am ready for payday. So I can figure out what this service is.
That's got to be agreed upon before the first service is rendered.
Oh, come on. Oh,
I to tell you.
I just had to tease you. Yeah, it is Don's, but that is so funny because I used to call it Dawn's until they used to have me come there. I was like, I've been calling it the wrong name the entire time.
I'm pretty sure that there is no S on there, Alethea.
There is an S, right?
No. No
Well,
S.
whatever.
No S.
To me, it don't even exist. You get what I mean? It's gone. So who cares? At this point, it's closed.
Can I tell you, it was a couple weeks ago. I was watching Judge Mathis. It was a little clip of Judge Mathis.
Okay.
And this lady was telling this story, and I had to turn it off because her and this little gay dude put S's on everything that they said. So the story was a simple story. So I gets out of my car and I walks back there and I looks at her and she sits there and she looks at me. So I goes back to my car. I'm like, why are you putting S's on everything? And so I sits there and I looks at her and they doing it and they're both telling the story, adding S's to everything. I didn't get the end of the story because I just couldn't take it. I had to just cut off the video and sit there in silence and calm myself down. I don't know why it bothers me so much with people putting S's on everything, but it vexes my spirit.
Because of the S. Because of the S? They were putting an S on everything?
Yes.
Come on, that couldn't have bothered you that much.
Yes.
I'm starting to think that you're a little bougie.
No, that bothers me. Why? Why can't you say I got out of my car?
Like that.
I got out of my car.
Just like you messed with.
And I gets out the car.
Twin. He called it a Buick, and you could not let that go versus just telling them how to say it.
Because he ain't going to say it right. You know he ain't going to say it right.
Yes, he will. If you teach him the right way to say Buick, I'm pretty sure he won't say Bruick anymore. But you just enjoy him to say it.
No,
you like to laugh at people.
I wanted him to say Buick, but I knew if I said say Buick, he would not say Buick. See, LaDonna, you see what I'm talking about? Aletheus is having the same feeling about it as me. Like, he can learn. But
yeah, he can.
He still said Bruick.
Have you attempted to teach him the right way to say it?
I tried to teach him that day.
I don't know. I don't remember that part. Maybe I need to go back and check it.
Go back and check it.
I don't know. I think you do enjoy him saying. I
did intentionally ask him to restate the way that he stated it, but then I told him, like, nah, bro, it's Buick. And he didn't correct himself. Just like you probably, next time you talk about it, you still gonna say Don's.
I won't. I appreciate you saying, but I still, at the end of the day, I need to be paid because you said that I taught you something, even though it was the wrong way. You see how you just tried to use me as your little joke today? So even though I was the punchline, I need to get paid for 2 jobs today. Yeah. So when you figure out your bartering services, that's still, it do sound illegal. And I just wait until we're talking about Davenport, but I'm sure you're going to be in an Inquirer for this dang on services you're talking about.
Oh, I hope not.
No, that is true. Let me take that back. I really didn't mean that. Well, I want you to have a good weekend. But thanks for telling me how to pronounce Don.
No problem. Service for
even though
service.
I am going to say
there
Don's.
You go.
I am going to say Don's.
That was
the
service.
Don's program.
That was service for a service. There you
go. Okay, whatever. All right, have a good weekend.
All right, Alethea. She's still going to say Don's. She is. Call her.
Hey, it's me again, LaDonna. For one thing with Twin, he's so hard-headed, stubborn. You can't tell him nothing. Every time you try to speak to him and try to tell him things that you believe is right or he should know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. He overtalks everyone, so he will never learn.
He does overtalk.
He's hard-headed.
No doubt about that.
So, I mean, it's a wrap.
I believe he can learn.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a good weekend, man.
Right.
Bye.
As a matter of fact, Twin.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Right back at you and stuff for the last count. And everything before you get up out of here. So.
All right.
Okay. Emanuel.
Yes, sir.
Out of respect or whatever. I'll be on 3 or 4, 5 different podcasts.
Uh-huh.
You got a switch button, Emanuel.
I don't.
On your
a switch button?
On your box or whatever at home.
What?
It say on and off. Wherever it's on your horn or whatever, your phone or whatever, it's an on and off button, right?
Okay.
You can turn it off and on, right?
Are you trying to tell people to turn my show off?
No. Twin ain't never been a hater.
Okay.
I congratulate a player. My thing is this. You don't have to listen to Twin. When you hear Twin come on, turn that motherfucker off.
Yeah, you telling people to turn
You ain't got to listen to Twin. No. When I come on, whether it's the radio, podcast, or whatever, you ain't got to listen to Twin, man. That's why I crash out on goofy people like that. LaDonna and all that goof ass and all that shit. You ain't gotta listen to me, goof ass man. A lady, whatever you is, you ain't gotta listen to me. I can care less two fucks about you.
Don't crash out.
And everything. I'm gonna help you if your tire on flat or something. I might help you or something. Other than that, you ain't gotta listen to you. I do this every day, all day, and shit.
Don't crash out, bro.
Just because I say what I want.
It's okay.
No, twin, man. Come on, okay. Twin Mellow, man.
Right, that's what I'm telling you. It's
twin
okay.
Mellow. If you really get to know Twin and everything, I'm Mellow. This is social media. You motherfuckers get out your feet. I don't. This social media. You know, I got to check when it need to be checked and everything. I move on. But you ain't got to keep listening to Twin. I don't give a fuck who you is, man or woman. That's my thing and shit. You get on here and shit. Why you got to do this, man? I keep telling Whack this and all that. Okay, if the man got a problem with me, Lincoln got a problem with me, or White, come check me about it, and then I correct the situation. I'll listen, whatever, but I'm going to have a comeback to it. Why is this? Why is that? Okay, I understand you don't want me to talk on your platform. I understand that. You want me to say this and all that? I understand that. Don't come on here, Twin. I understand that. I can respect that as a man. But you giving orders and all that shit, who the fuck is you? Did you connect this shit together like the dots? Connect folk? Hell no. You just listen. Turn that motherfucker off. Go watch the Cosby Show or somebody else, soap opera. General Hospital, where the fuck you need to be at. Connect your little soon and looking ass up. Shit, get the fuck out of here with that goofy shit, man. That's why I don't connect with people like that, man. Okay. It's a handful I deal with, man.
All right.
And everything. I know a lot of people in Cincinnati.
Do this.
Stuff I mess with, but you come on here with that bullshit, man. Go on with that goofy shit, man. Twin, I'm gangster about my situation, man.
Twin, I think.
But to get on here, oh, this is, man, go on.
I think your level of upsetness is messing up the phone program.
Man, that's your phone messing up the phone program.
I think it's because you're so upset.
Oh, you said what?
I think it's because you're so upset.
No, I ain't upset about the situation and stuff. But when you get on here and stun on my name like that, no, I ain't gonna let that pass. Oh. We had a good conversation. Everything was going on for weeks and everything. But y'all want, twin it. Man, go on with that.
All right.
Y'all need to get y'all life together, man. Quit doing goofy shit, man. It is what it is. This your podcast, and I respect you as a man. But you ain't gonna stun on my name. That's what you ain't gonna do. And think I ain't gonna clap back?
That's a part
of
the...
You'll get a free pass? No.
That's a part of the GD law.
No, now you being disrespectful, man. No, it's not. Come on, man.
How is that disrespectful? You telling me it really ain't in the GD law that if somebody stun on your name, you gotta respond? That ain't in the GD law.
No, you don't have... No, it's not in there, man.
Oh.
It's not in there. Come on, man. Pass some respect, man.
I don't know. I'm asking. It sounds like something that should be in there.
You ain't gotta ask nothing. You're not asking nothing, and so have some respect, man. Certain things you can't say about it, man. Just like I don't, go on the whatever Mason thing or the Divine Nine and all that fraternity or whatever sorority.
I asked them about their laws too.
You said what?
I asked them about their laws too.
Okay, and so certain things you can't say, certain things you can say.
I'm at what can you not say?
I only give you
based on the GD law.
Certain things I can't say. Certain things I can't say, man.
Okay.
And everything. I only give you a handful. Certain things I can't say.
Okay. Well, I'll look it up.
There's principle and laws behind this, man. It's principle and laws behind the situation. But y'all, hee-hee-ha-ha and all that, but y'all don't know shit about.
I'm going to look it up.
Y'all don't know nothing about.
I'm going to look it up.
I
want to know.
Okay. Yeah, look it up and stuff besides criticizing and being judgmental about the situation.
I didn't criticize and I wasn't judgmental, but that sounds like that would be one of the laws.
You said what?
I'm not being critical or judgmental. It just sounds like that would be one of the laws.
Laws of what?
The GD laws.
Laws of what though?
Right, you don't just
What
let
you
you don't
speculate?
let
Laws of what?
nobody just say anything about you without responding to it. That sound like one of the laws of the street.
I'm saying y'all had this whole charisma about when you and CK, but y'all don't know, man. Just like you say y'all don't know, I don't know, I understand.
Right.
You don't know.
Right.
You can't speak about some situation you don't know.
I was asking.
That's all I say. Did you hear this? Did you hear this, Emmanuel? I don't know. I didn't see it. Okay, I understand that. As a man, I understand that you don't know. But when you pump your crowd up and all that to get a response and everything, that's my issue.
It was a question.
Come on, man. You doing this for what?
Information.
You clowning and bumming for what, man?
I'm asking you a question
Huh?
for information's sake.
I understand that, man. I understand that.
Right.
But you don't know, you don't know.
That's why you ask.
That's
if you
what I'm
don't
saying,
know
man.
something, I was always taught, if you don't know something and someone knows it, ask them.
It's
If
not.
you got a-
It wasn't like that.
if you got a
It was
question-
taught a closed mouth don't get fed.
No. How you gonna
It
tell
was
me
taught
what I was
a
taught?
closed mouth don't get fed.
How you gonna tell me what I was taught? If you in class and you got a question, you raise your hand.
closed
and you
mouth don't
ask
get
the
fed.
question.
I understand what you're saying, man. I understand to the third degree. I understand that. What you're saying.
Degree?
But some people take it as a joke and stuff. Life is serious, man.
Yes.
All that, when he said that, all that snitching stuff and all that early, man, there's rules to that, man. That's why I laughed about the situation. Like, man, he don't know what he's talking about.
You're right.
When
And I
he talking
won't
about,
ask
I'd rather
again.
blow my head off and all that before I go to jail. Man, come on, man. Now you talking nonsense. It don't make
Twin.
sense to me.
Twin, I
They're
gotta
on
run.
Front Street.
Can you do me one favor?
What is it, man?
How do you say Buick?
It's big, man. What's wrong?
It's Buick.
Man, I don't care how you say it. Buick, Cadillac, Chevy, all that. It's all in the same family.
Okay.
I don't care how you say
All
it,
right,
man.
I
Don't
was
try.
just checking.
Man, you know what? You
I
should have
was
been a
just
damn Rick
checking.
Rowe.
I was
Worked
just
at the Corrections
checking.
Department of
I was
Correction of Ohio.
asking. I just asked the question, and then I tried to help you by telling you
Did
the
you ever
correct
consider this
pronunciation.
correction? No, you ain't got. Man, you can't help me about nothing because I don't take you serious.
Okay.
And I don't listen to y'all nonsense down in Cincinnati
Okay,
because y'all don't speak my same language.
I just asked the question. That's it.
Y'all 5-10 years behind, man.
Okay.
I understand your question and everything,
Okay.
but it's still Buick or whatever.
Okay.
What is supposed to say? Battery or something?
Buick.
How you pronounce it?
Buick.
Quit trying to correct somebody because I caught you on a couple of occasions and stuff doing your podcast. You said something wrong, so don't do that, man.
So I'm
You got
sorry.
your body with that
Twin,
one, so don't do
somebody
it.
told me, and I knew I shouldn't have took this person's advice. I knew it. Somebody said, why don't you just correct them when they say it wrong? And I was like, because if I correct them, they're not going to listen. And I knew my first mind, don't even worry about correcting them, they're not going to listen. But somebody was like, no, you should correct them. If you correct them, then they'll listen and they'll do it right next time. But I told that person that that was not the case. And I should have listened to me, but I listened to them.
No, you can't go. No, the way person pronounce their words or whatever, you can't correct.
You can't correct them.
Like I'm from the city, you from Cincinnati, but you go down to Memphis somewhere, and they say, "Hey, we go get out there on that road or whatever, or we go get out there on this and stuff." What did you just say? You don't understand what you just said.
Yeah.
But you don't talk their language. They talk a country language. You can't correct what they say.
You're right. You cannot.
You're not gonna go to Memphis or down south somewhere.
You're right.
Because that's how they talk. You're not going to correct them.
You're right.
So it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Okay, you can't stop their language the way they talk.
You're right.
Man,
I
y'all
remember,
talk country
to
here.
your
That's
point,
not how you pronounce.
to your point, I remember when I first moved to Alabama, I was working at Shoney's, And one of the guys, I ain't even said nothing yet. Let me get it out. And one of the guys came up to me and he said, "Hey, what's your name?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "Hey, what's your name?" And I said, "What?" And he, "What's your name?" And I said, "What?" And somebody said, "He's asking you what is your name." He's saying what your name is. But he was saying it so fast and it all ran together. Plus, of course, it's grammatically incorrect.
Exactly.
So I was like,
that's why like when I
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh. No, I was done.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it? That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. All right, then.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, whatever. Bye.
I hope he okay. I don't know what just happened there. Now, hold on. Let me shut this thing down again. Open it back up, even though I shouldn't because I need to get out of here. But that's what happened when you be listening to people. When you be listening to people and they be telling you, all right, the program is back up now. When you be listening to people and they be telling you stuff and you know what I'm saying? Your first mind already told you, but then you listen to people and next thing you know. Jerica.
Thank you for letting me double back. I so appreciate this. My question is this. Twin calls with so much energy, right, when it comes to women. I am starting to think that Twin has this inner fear of masculinity, right? And I say this simply because today, on Wyatt's show, Fame read Twin for filth about a time where he, again, ran Twin for filth and apparently ran him off the line. So much so that Wyatt stopped bringing people on calls together, right? So today, after Fame said what he said, Twin called in with this kind of meek, mild energy on your show. I think it was when he called in on Wyatt's show. Meek, mild energy, Kiki and me and Fame are cool. But when LaDonna, or any other female for that matter, calls Twin out for his actions and the way that he portrays himself and behaves on these different various platforms, because we know that he has this hunger. He's like a attention whore. And he has this hunger for attention and kikis, which oftentimes we're not laughing with him. We're laughing at him, unfortunately. But he has so much energy for women, i.e. when he called me a bitch, called someone else a bitch. But when men step to Twin, right, he cowers. He doesn't say too much. He doesn't go in with the bitch this, nigga that. The only time he gives that crazy kind of crash out energy is towards you, but yet he calls in every single day. And I think he may have peed on himself a little bit when you said that he couldn't call in that particular day when he said your show was boring, right? It's very mind-blowing. So as a listener, to sit back and hear this, it really bothers me. And it bothers me so that I'm going to leave that be. I'm going to leave that there. But it really bothers me. So I had to call in since Twin is still listening. I'm sure he's sitting right there by the phone, itching to just call back in. But he doesn't get called out for too much, but this I couldn't let pass. Because he had so much energy to where he's just yelling and going on. And then when he calls his name, he's like, what is it, man? Like, stupid. That's very silly, very simple-minded type behavior. But he did not give that same energy to Fame. So I just wonder why he behaves that way, other than the fact that he has some inner fear of men. But he likes to be very confrontational with women.
I honestly think that the thing with Fame was that he and Fame went at it and they met up and they talked and, they cool. And Fame, I don't think Fame was saying it like, yeah, I punked him and he ain't asked whatever. I think Fame was saying it in his kind of Fame way, somewhat entertaining and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm fairly certain that it wasn't taken as necessarily a diss, even though nobody says diss anymore. It wasn't taken as a diss. It was taken more jokingly than aggressively.
Right. Okay. I like that little soliloquy that you just did right there. But I think it was more of let me not fuck with fame because fame comes with some smoke that I'm not ready for. So I just find it very a very sassy kind of thing to go back and forth with women, but you don't do the same with men, right? We become bitches, goofy ass. I hope somebody do something to you. What is this comment you put in here? Something about eating my ass, and I hope your ass get ate and pound you and all this weird shit.
Goodness.
But you have that for the women, but you don't have that same energy for the men, which is silly to me. Very silly to me. Very simple. I mean, it is what it is. But I just don't like when men don't. And you have held them accountable at times, so I'm not really talking to you. But I don't like when men aren't held accountable. And to be just blatantly disrespectful to women repeatedly, but you don't have that same energy for a man is very sassy to me. So, Flynn, I like you to a certain degree, right? Probably in real life, I would like you, right? On these platforms, it's just messy. I think you really should rethink how you approach women and how you talk to women, especially because you have like freaking daughter. Right? You have daughters. You have a baby's mama who you say is your fiance, but we haven't heard that term used in a long time. You have great respect and love for your mother as well, but here you are being just blatantly disrespectful. So, I just don't understand it, but there again, we do come at you, but the way that you just go off the rail at women, again, have that same energy for fame. Have that same energy for the other men who call you out on things. But no, here you are. So thank you for that. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. I didn't want to take that into my weekend because I wouldn't have been smiling.
All right. I appreciate your call.
Bye.
All right. Let me see. Jason, I think it was. Hold on, let me look. Let me go back. I gotta go back. Is that the woman you always say is rich? No. That's Myosha, also known as Moesha, who's rich. Jerica, she let that New York come out for a second. Jerica is different. A different person. So Myosha / Moesha, rich. Jerica is more different. Both of whom I know personally, and I love them both as individuals. But they are two different people. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I got to, I think I might have to get my own food. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm not cooking. If I have to get my own food, I might just drive all the way out there to Perkins. But if she stopped and got some stuff for meatloaf, I like a good meatloaf. Give me a good meatloaf with a good topping on it. Don't put no ketchup on it. Don't put no barbecue sauce on it. Make a good topping on the meatloaf. Some mashed potatoes with some gravy. Some real gravy. Hey, that's what's up. So we'll see what happens. Either I got meatloaf up there or I got to get in my car and go to Perkins. One of them two is happening. And I ain't really had no good Perkins pancakes. Last time I went to Perkins in North College Hill, whoever they had making the pancakes was awful. And I had to return them. And I said, I will not eat before I'll eat these. And y'all know I go to Perkins for the pancakes. They're the best pancakes ever. So, yeah, I'm going to go up there. If the pancakes ain't good, If I end up going, I don't know if I'm going. If the pancakes ain't good, I ain't never going there again. Stephanie says, what other topping is there? You can make up a topping. I don't know exactly, because I don't cook, so I don't know what they put on it. I mean, I guess I could ask her what she's. I mean, it's a tomato based something or another, but it's not ketchup. It's not ketchup. It's something, but it's not ketchup. I don't want no meatloaf with ketchup on it. That'd make me mad. If I went up there and there was some meatloaf and there's ketchup on top of it, I would be mad. I would be mad. So I don't know if it's ketchup mixed with barbecue sauce and sauce. It's something that's got a flavor to it. But if it's just ketchup, I would be mad. I would be mad. And who said Perkins is trash? So Maria is making some special Mexican recipe pancakes for you, and now Perkins ain't good. Maybe have Maria hook me up with some pancakes. I'll do a taste test, and I'll see which is best. But as far as I'm concerned, Perkins pancakes are the best pancakes going. Stephanie Hyde says, I'm asking because I would like to try something different. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, but it's not ketchup. I'm not a ketchup guy. So yeah, no, I would. Stephanie, have you been putting ketchup on your meatloaf on the top? Have you been doing that? You got a husband. You've been doing your husband wrong all this time, putting ketchup on his meatloaf. Mr. Hyde, I don't cook for you, but I'm sorry that you had to put up with that for all of these years. Try, Stephanie, mixing a little ketchup, maybe with some barbecue sauce or, something like that. I don't know what that would taste like, but it's gotta be better than just ketchup. I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But we gonna get it together. Jason says, I love ketchup. Tanika talking about ketchup goes in and on meatloaf. Oh my God. Oh, I think it's time for me to go. Y'all making me mad. Y'all are making me mad. Ketchup does not go on top of meatloaf. Just because what you see on there is red don't mean it's just straight ketchup. That's nasty. I don't know what goes in meatloaf. Different people have different recipes, but Jerica says, I use ketchup to what? Mr. Van, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I'm sorry. For all of these ketchup meatloaf topping chicks, who told y'all to do that? Who told y'all to put ketchup on top? Twin says, you can't cook, E-Man. That don't mean I don't know what tastes good. Nat talking about y'all use ranch instead. No, it's definitely a tomato-based something, but it's not straight ketchup. What is it? Ketchup has always been a topping for meatloaf. My mom did ketchup and barbecue sauce. It might be a ketchup barbecue sauce mixture, but it's not just straight ketchup. It's not just straight ketchup. Tanika says, my husband and my daughter love my meatloaf. They ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice. You in there baking cakes and shit, and what he gonna tell you? Baby, this meatloaf is nasty. Next thing you know, he don't get no cakes. And he you know what I'm saying? And if it's nasty, I'm not saying you not. He ain't got no choice. He got to be like, baby, this is delicious. We're scraping the ketchup off to the side. No, he ain't got no choice. You doing that man wrong. You doing that man wrong. Hold on. I'm sorry, Mr. Yesharahia. I'm sorry that you had to go through this. And I know she can cook. So the meatloaf itself is probably delicious. And then he had to struggle with just ketchup on top. Oh. What are you serving with the meatloaf, Tanika? French fries? What? Brian says, we always made a brown gravy. The brown gravy on top is good too. The brown gravy on top is good too. Shannon said, ketchup is for kids. Pamela says a combination of ketchup and tomato sauce on top. Janice, you're right. You're right, Janice. Janice says, I learned that people cook and eat food differently. You just might be the uninformed one. Wait, Janice is definitely wrong. She said, I'm uninformed. No, they might be uninformed. Cultures vary, so many variations. Ketchup ain't cultural. I thought Janice was right, but Janice was wrong. And I get it. If you grew up just eating ketchup on meatloaf, you might, but when you get some real something on top of your meatloaf, you're going to be like, what is that? That is delicious. It's unbelievable. E-Man, is there any room on the Gospel Superfest team to capture social media behind the scenes content? Maybe. Let me talk to him about that. I don't know if that's something he got covered, or maybe I'll holler at him about it. DeWanda says, I make a glaze with mine. Yes. A glaze of some sort. Yes. Can your favorite be wrong? She was wrong. She said, I was uninformed. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. All right, y'all. I really do. I got to go. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, even talking about meatloaf. But for real, don't just put ketchup on top. Find some sort of a gravy, like a brown gravy, it is a nice glaze of some sort, or even if you just try. I don't know what's being put on it, but like try mix a little ketchup and barbecue sauce, a nice little sweet barbecue sauce, and some ketchup. Maybe put a little something in it. I don't know what, but don't just do just ketchup. That's abusive. That's abusive. And I know you love your family. Don't abuse them. Don't abuse them. I got to get out of here. I want everybody to enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Even though I think it's supposed to be rainy all weekend. Try to enjoy it anyway. And, when it's rainy, people are a little more down. So you might have to put in a little bit of work. But be the reason that somebody smiles this weekend. Till next time. I'm out, y'all. Peace.